Why am I upside down? So if you've seen some of my recent videos, they're upside down. So my friend sent me a text saying, "Why are you upside down? Is it your new style?" And it's like, it could be, right? I mean, it's much easier. I was thinking about putting a boxer on my head, and I think, Sean in a boxer or my head in a box, that's pretty unique, right? But I have to actually get a physical box. It takes work. But upside down, that's pretty simple, right? But let's go into whys, different levels of why, okay? So the first level of why is what exactly happened? What, right? So what happened is I record on an iPhone because, realistically the video quality is better than my junky Android. It's an LG, it's not junky, but it is better. And then I put it on my computer, which is a Windows computer, which is a pain to transfer to. You can't just transfer directly. Supposedly you can install iTunes and then plug in your USB, but it still doesn't work. And then I use Windows Photo to edit it and trim it. And that's when it becomes upside down. Isn't that funny? So Windows, if I just open it, is right side up. But if I trim it and Windows had changed it from a movie format to an MP4, then it goes upside down. Why? So I told you why, right? But if you want to dig a little bit deeper, why exactly does this happen? The idea is that there's information stored in movies and photos, right, called EXIF. It's metadata, tells you some stuff like where it's made, right, if they have that information, what time, blah, 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 right, what device. And then it may tell you orientation. And it's much easier to use orientation in the metadata to actually flip the video, right? So Apple encodes some information there that Windows apparently doesn't seem to understand very well. And so that's why it gets flipped upside down. Now going back even further, why, right? Why does it do that? Well, I'm guessing that Microsoft doesn't understand Apple. Apple has a website actually that says the solution for this is to put a setting on your iPhone saying increase compatibility, right? So the file size may be larger, but they're going to use a format that more systems understand. But there's another why. Why didn't I fix it? Because YouTube has taken away their features for editing your photos. If it's already uploaded to YouTube, the only way you could fix it is to re-download it, flip it on some piece of software that is funnily not available on Windows freely or YouTube. So why is it that this software isn't available? Well, YouTube took out the video editing features because he says few people use it. Is that the real reason? Some say it's based in Flash. Is that the real reason? I mean, I don't really know their reason, but I suspect it's not really to help the customer, right? Are they in cahoots with video editing companies and they're like, hey, YouTube, we'll give you some money, just take away those features so they'll buy our stuff? Or is it some other nefarious reason? All these big companies are horrible, right, behind the scenes. Who knows what they do? Why doesn't Windows have it? You're right, I don't know. Windows used to have more editing features, and now they took them away, even though they're advertising that Windows is a multimedia thing, right? I don't know. But going back to why, right? Could I have done it? Yes. I chose not to. Too lazy. You can still hear me, right? If you really want to see me right side up, just flip your phone, right? Then I'm right side up. Simple, right? I guess if you have a computer, it's harder to flip your, monitor or laptop. Still doable, but it's basically laziness. But I think what's really interesting is whys are different in levels, right? So we talk about who, what, when, where, why as all the important questions to ask and saying why is the most important. But that's not quite correct because why could be just very simplistic. Like, why'd you run into that cat? Well, it's dark and I couldn't see, right? Well, that's a simple answer. But are there more reasons? Like, why is it so dark, right? That could be a pretty good reason. Why is the cat here in the first place? Maybe somebody let the cat out, right? I don't know. There's a lot of different things you can answer with why. I think if you keep on digging, right, it gets very cumbersome, annoying, right? And the thing is, we human beings many times don't even know why we do stuff, right? I mean, I'm just saying I was lazy. Could I have fixed it? Yeah. I don't know. Why do I do a lot of silly things and put a lot of effort into these silly things when I don't in other silly things, right? I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like when a little kid keeps asking why, you just say, I don't know. I mean, the mean ones say, shut up. But realistically, you say, I don't know, right? And just admit that you're at the limits of my knowledge. And realistically, I don't think it's important enough to know, so I didn't look into it. I'm sorry, little nephew, but I just don't know. Is that the ultimate response to why? I would hope not, but I think it's always very fun, at least for me, investigating whys and the different levels and why we think, do, reason. Basically, how our brain works.